Welcome back. Something is odd about Boxy Brown.
She has
Snout.
some cosmetic surgery done.
Yeah. With leather straps and everything.
Quite flattering.
It's actually a Bullfango mask, made from the head of a Bullfango. Or a Bull Drome if you can get it from them.
She is
It's
looking
pretty
for
decent for low-level
magic
starting off sort of gear. With a 10 plus health.
an automatic health bonus. The male version of the helm is just a big Bullfango head.
Huh.
Right over your own. It's pretty fun to wear.
And the more interesting thing to show off is the Chun-Li shroom hat thing.
Chaos Shroom. Special attack up.
Yeah, special attack up, it increases, I can't remember the actual numbers, I've looked at it recently, but it's like, it'll multiply with a certain amount with your status ailment damages, so basically it'll be easier to lay down status ailments on enemies. Especially, it's very nice if you're like using paralyzed weapons.
Oh yes. The best of weapons.
Yeah, if you're gonna use status ailments, paralyze is a sure bet. Unless it's immune to paralyze, of course.
Few
As you
things
can
are.
see, but I think the paralyzed duration halved is from my Vespoid gear, actually.
Yep.
Which is another thing I'll be wearing, yeah. For this fight, I will be wearing a full set of Vespoid gear, just to show it off. Also, it is the same gear that Imald has been using in some of the multiplayer matches.
The Vespoid stuff is kind of annoying to get because it requires quite a bit of work to just be able to carve Vespoids, and then you got to get the perfect
Well,
amount of
if you bring a full
heart.
complement of poison shots with you with a bowgun, then go out, kill a bunch of Vespoids with poison, harvest them, then go back to the box in the mission where you're supposed to actually kill Vespoids, they'll have like almost a full set of poison shots more for you.
It requires a bit of finesse to not completely obliterate the Vespoids.
Well, it's just
Which is
bringing
hard to
bowguns and
resist
poisons.
because they are annoying, and I hate them.
Yeah. Nobody likes Vespoids. That's the gist of the story. But this is what I get from the Vespoid set. The item usage improved is like, I think, double duration on items. Like hot drinks, demon drugs, nutrients, those sorts of things. So it's
noticed
pretty
the,
useful.
Pig had a different costume too. Wearing a
Yeah.
diaper and a little crown.
Yeah, I occasionally just, in secret, just change the pig's costume for, you know, different episodes. Just in the background if people notice it.
We got new cats too.
So, I got more cats. I got a melee cat and I got a pacifist cat, which is going to be a buff cat. No, not buff as in, you know, he's buff. No, he's gonna be basically just be a flute user. And that'll sort of suit his stick. Stands in the background
Manuel.
is demon flutes and health flutes. Meanwhile, I fight the monster.
Good distraction regardless.
I'll have to do some leveling on them first before they can actually be used. And something here for the meals. Since I've gotten a third chef, I have gotten a different selection, which means, as you once explained before we had to scrap that, now all the sort of meal lists combination have been mixed up. So now we don't know what does what unless you're like me and just kind of has a list in front of them when they lead
Kitchen
up.
Stadium has achieved the 3rd tier of power.
Yeah, so meat wagon plus butter. So that sounds heart-stopping, delicious.
Oh, it sounds delicious.
Very well. I guess if you're into that kind of food.
Sounds like
I personally like
lunch.
my heart nice and healthy.
Uh,
Feline woodlands.
get some use out of it.
Well, I like living. That's the problem.
Make that heart work for the weekend.
Ooh. I think my heart earns its keep enough as it is. But also, a little thing is, I spent a few hours trying to get the Musashi name because I accidentally saved when I picked The other cat. So sorry about that. The name did not come up again. I really tried. At least I got a bunch of malachite out of it. I'm sorry, macalite. I did it again.
At least you get something out of it.
Yeah, I basically just would do a gathering mission, end it the same, quickly go down to the farm, get some ore, see if we get some armor spheres, and then check, see if I can get the right cat name. Spent like 3 or 4 hours doing it. No luck. The name wouldn't show up. It's apparently either I'm really unlucky or it's a really rare name. There's a lot of names to go through, apparently.
Yeah, there's a pretty big list. I have my main cat that I use is named Conan.
Conan
Oh yeah.
Conan the cat, I guess. Huh. Barbarian cat.
He's got the blunt damage and he only uses bombs.
Ooh.
Double KO.
So, we're here on the Iodrome hunt. Interesting trivia about the Iodrome is they prefer wet areas like the swamp. But they also live in the volcano areas, which is... Well, I guess they just was the theme that, you know, red equals fire, so we should put them in the volcano even if they shouldn't be able to live in that kind of environment, because if they're amphibious type creatures that will die and dry out if they get too hot.
It has the skin that looks like a salamander's. And the salamanders, well, need damp places to live in, such as logs and stuff. And people would discover salamanders when they threw a log into the fire, and they would think that the salamander came out of the fire itself. That's why salamanders, although they require damp places, are tied in with fire in lore and stuff.
Yeah, still, it's kind of silly, huh? It'd be like the worst place for them to ever live. But there he is, and we didn't get a intro for him either.
Iodrome is undeserving.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Probably the black sheep of the family, or kind of like also with the Gendrome. Black sheep of the family. They don't look like a prey drome. So they kind of disown them, and they don't even get their own like little intro. So, little interesting fact about this weapon that I'm using, the Wyvern Bone Gun Lance. A lot more powerful in base attack power, but it has literally almost no sharpness. So
many
I'll
of
lose my
the
green sharpness
bone line weapons deal exclusively in raw power, low sharpness. But the raw power, I think, makes up for it, depending on the weapon type.
Yeah, but the problem is, without the green sharpness, you're likely to bounce off a lot of monsters.
That's true, but there are ways to get around that with certain skills.
Well, shelling.
And shelling, yeah. Why stab him? Just shoot him.
Yeah. Shelling fixes the problem a lot, but I don't know, it's just... I like having green sharpness. I hate bouncing off enemies because you do next to no damage and your durability sharpness takes a huge hit.
Sharpness is one of the most important things later on. It gives a huge multiplier to your damage.
Oh yeah, especially with the, I believe, T skill.
Yes. One of the most valuable skills in my book is the sharpness +1. Ups all your weapons by 1 sharpness grade.
Oh wow, nice. So that means you can get like purple sharpness.
Oh yes.
Pretty easily. Oh wow. Yeah, so I should probably explain this. There are, aside from red and what is it called? Yeah, red, yellow, green. There are also blue, white, and purple, which is generally like high rank and G rank stuff. And very rarely there's stuff that gets purple sharpness. I believe it's stuff like sword and shield that gets often purple sharpness.
Yeah, most weapons can't reach it naturally.
Well, not the gun lance. The gun lance has only one weapon that gets white sharpness, actually. I believe at least it's one weapon.
Yeah, the Gunlance focuses on its Werven fire and the shelling portion
Yeah, it
for
does.
the most part. Specializes.
Well, that's just because you can ignore armor altogether with it. And this is probably one of the most horrible places to fight a monster, considering there's like 4 or 5
A
Vespoids
swarm
around.
of Vespoids, yeah. Well, good thing is you have the Vespoid armor, so
Yeah,
a little bit more resistant to paralyze.
a little bit.
Which
A
is-
little
The dirt nap jazz hands.
bit. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
And
They're just
it's-
juggling.
but that's seriously the animation jazz hands. So yeah, I get kind of chain ganked there by Vespoids while I'm trying to get away and just slamming buttons and actually throw my paintball away. Kind of sloppy. And he starts finally spitting out poison in the right direction, but I'm trying to get hit by it, but I fail a few times. But I'll eventually get hit by it just to show it off.
It's
Generally, I will try to avoid being poisoned because while it's just a minor nuisance, it's not really that fun.
yeah, it's above normal monsters poison, but it's nowhere near the level of the big monsters poison,
Not even close.
which is nasty.
Yeah, some of them get pretty intense with poison damage, but I mean, this is just Iodrome. They're pretty pathetic, just like the rest of basically the rest of the prey dromes. They're not really much of a challenge. There's not really much to say about them, really. They're just prey dromes.
Yeah, there's not much to them.
No, not at all. They're just annoying.
They become mere annoyances during bigger fights.
Yeah, they just like to harass you a lot.
Dead cons.
Everybody loves them.
You're not abusing your...
Well, I figured I'd give him cut him a break. I'm trying to get him to learn large barrel bombs. But anyway, we're nearing the end of the video, so I guess we should cut it here, and I will see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this little hunt along with the exploration videos. Until next time.